Y'all know that trend where they say 2 clips, same energy, and the premise is they share 2 totally different clips, but they bring the same energy. Well, I got one. 2 clips, same energy.
Photographs of the inaugural proceedings were intentionally framed in a way, in one particular tweet, to minimize the enormous support that had gathered on the National Mall. This was the first time in our nation's history that floor coverings have been used to protect the grass in the mall. That had the effect of highlighting any areas where people were not standing, while in years past, the grass eliminated this visual. This was also the first time that fencing and magnetometers went as far back on the wall, preventing hundreds of thousands of people from being able to access the mall as quickly as they had in inaugurations past. Inaccurate numbers involving crowd size were also tweeted. No one had numbers because the National Park Service, which controls the National Mall, does not put any out. This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe. Even the New York Times printed a photograph showing that a misrepresentation of the crowd in the original tweet in their paper, which showed the full extent of the support, depth, and crowd and intensity that existed. These attempts to lessen the enthusiasm of the inauguration are shameful and wrong.
Y'all remember him? That is Sean Spicer. He was Donald Trump's very first press secretary back in 2016 during his first administration. Sean Spicer was trying to gaslight the people into believing that Donald Trump had the largest crowd at his inauguration, when we all can clearly see that was not the case. But Donald Trump and his administration, they don't believe in facts. Anything that you present to them that is factual is fake news, because they are inept, they are incompetent, and you are pointing out their incompetence. So it's always fake news. Second clip, same energy.
The president is pleased, the country is pleased, and frankly, Brian, the whole world should be pleased with the courageous action that President Trump and our United States military took on Saturday night. I want to thank, and the president wants to thank, the brave pilots who flew nearly 40 hours and more than 7,000 miles from the middle of America to the Middle East to conduct this highly successful and complex precision strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. This is an operation that presidents of the past have dreamed about, but no president had the guts to actually do it. But President Trump did, to take away this imminent threat, not just to the state of Israel, but to the United States and the rest of the world. So the country is a safer place today because of the president's bold action, and he has prevented a nuclear conflict. He has prevented a rogue radical regime from obtaining a nuclear bomb and threatening our people. But I want to add something to Thomas Massey's false point. The White House was not obligated to call anyone because the president was acting within his legal authority under Article 2 of the Constitution as Commander-in-Chief of the President of the United States. We gave these calls as a courtesy, and the Democrats are lying about this because they can't talk about the truth of the success of that operation and the success of our United States military and the success of this president and this administration in doing something that past administrations, Democrats too, have only dreamed.
And that is Karoline Leavitt in 2025, Donald Trump's press secretary, trying to convince us, the people, that his attack on Iran was successful. News reports are saying that is a lie. The threat has not been eliminated. If you ask me, the threat has been escalated. They say all 3 of those sites that they attacked were completely wiped out. That is a lie. They've been going out, beating the drum that all 3 sites were destroyed. The world is much safer now, and yet people are pushing back. Those who are on the ground, those who are doing their investigative reporting are saying that is not the case. And Donald Trump and his administration continues to say the world is safer. Yes, we did this, but yet haven't provided any proof to substantiate their claims. Sean Spicer trying to convince us that Donald Trump had the largest inauguration crowd in history, and Karoline Leavitt trying to convince us that Donald Trump's mission was a success. Both clips, totally different, same energy.